Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sorry. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttamastoke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yatkripa tamaham vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Chaitanyamishwaram Paramanandamadamam Om Ajnanatirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarini Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Welcome all for Bhagavatam discussion. Thank you for joining. So we'll read Bhagavatam, continue. Canto 2, Chapter 3, Text 13. Who is going to read? Allocated anyone?
Yes, Prabhuji, it is allocated to Archana Mataji. I think so she's not here.
He's not here, right? Yeah.
No, she's not here.
Anybody? Yeah, you can. Anybody can read, please. Go ahead.
Text 13. Shaunaka Uvacha iti abhyavyahritam raja nishamya Bharata Rishabha kim anyata prishtavan bhuyo vayasa kim rishim kavim. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki
Right.
jai. Shaunaka said, the son of Vyasadeva, Srila Sukadeva Goswami, was a highly learned sage and was able to describe things in a poetic manner. What did Maharaja Parikshit again inquire from him after hearing all that he had said? Purport. A pure devotee of the Lord automatically develops all godly qualities, and some of the prominent features of those qualities are as follows. He is kind, peaceful, truthful, equable, faultless, magnanimous, mild, clean, non-possessive, a well-wisher to all, satisfied, surrendered to Krishna without hankering, simple, fixed, self-controlled, a balanced eater, sane, mannerly, prideless, grave, sympathetic, friendly, poetic, expert, and silent. Out of these 26 prominent features of a devotee, as described by Krishnadasa Kaviraja in his Chaitanya Charitamrita, the qualification of being a poetic is especially mentioned herein in relation to Sukadev Goswami. The presentation of Srimad Bhagavatam by his recitation is the highest poetic contribution. He was self-realized learned sage. In other words, he was a poet amongst the sages. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So all this time, Sukadeva Goswami was speaking and Parishit Maharaj was listening. Now, can somebody tell me where this discussion is happening? Please use the chat box. So, where this discussion is happening? What is the place? And between whom this discussion is happening? This particular discussion.
Naimisaranyam, Prabhuji?
Yes. And between whom?
Saunakadi Maharshi and Sukdev Goswami.
No.
Sutta Goswami.
Sutta Goswami. Correct. Sutta Goswami. Correct. Yeah. So we know in Bhagavatam there is a story inside, right? So main story is Sukadeva Goswami speaking Parishit Maharaj, and that is repeated later at Naimisharanya. Suta Goswami explained to Shaunaka and other sages. And in between, inside that, there are other stories comes Yudhishthira and Narada. Sorry, Yudhishthira and I think Narada, yes, and Vyasa and Narada, and later Brahmas comes, and Gopis comes. So many the pastime inside that. So this exactly the discussion happens between Suta Goswami and Sage Nishanya. And now all this time Sukadeva Goswami is speaking. Now Shanuka Rishi asking Suta Goswami, because this discussion is spoken by Suta Goswami to Shanuka the Rishis. Shanuka Rishi is asking to Suta Goswami, the son of Vyasa, Srila Sukadeva Goswami, was highly learned sage and was able to describe the things in a poetic, because he was a Kirtaniya. Shravana, Kirtana, Smarana. That's the three things it talks about here. So, if Parishit Maharaj is kind of expert in Shravana, Sukadeva Goswami is expert in Kirtani. He's poetic speaker. What did Maharaj Parishit again inquire? So, the discussion between Parishit and Sukadeva Goswami happening, and Suta Goswami is explaining to Shanukadi Rishis. Now Shanuka is asking, what did Parishit asked, inquired from Sukadeva Goswami after hearing all that he said? So this is how the discussion happens. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada saying that a pure devotee of Lord automatically develops godly qualities. This is the first statement of Prabhupada. I mean, many times I said, Prabhupada's purport, whenever you read, the first line will be very punching line. He'll give a the punching statement. And if you last line read, he'll give conclusive statement. If these two things take it, I think we are able to understand Prabhupada's purport. So he says here, a pure devotee of the Lord automatically develops all godly qualities. Automatically. We don't have to, kind of try to acquire the godly qualities. All that requires that it becomes pure devotee. See, becoming a pure devotee is so easy, right? May not be, but yes, we should aspire to become pure devotee. When we become pure devotees, all these 26 qualities automatically comes. I don't have to work for it. Because if I start working for one particular quality, I may not get others. Whereas if I simply serve Krishna with the 100% purity, all these qualities comes automatically. I don't have to aspire for it. Maybe delay or here and there, some hiccups will be there, but it will come. Prabhupada says here, all this, what are the 626 qualities? Is kind. So a devotee is always kind for everyone, not just for human. Every living entity is kind. That's why Daya is merciful, is peaceful, is not disturbed, is not disturbed the petty things, and is truthful, is always tell the truth. That's why preachers, many times we have to tell the truth. But Prabhupada says, tell the truth in a little sugar-coated way, but you cannot manipulate the truth. I cannot tell, like something wrong. It has to be told as it is. But in time, place, circumstances, we can be little sugar-coated, but we have to tell the fact. And is equable, is equal to everyone, and is faultless. The devotee doesn't do any fault, and is magnanimous, is mild, is clean, not just external cleaning, more than that, internal cleaning. When you talk about the cleanliness, there are different levels of cleanliness. We talk about bodily cleaning. We talk about inner cleaning. We talk about environment cleaning. We talk about so many other cleanliness. So then he talks about non-possessive. A devotee doesn't possess anything, and he doesn't have any attachment. He is well-wisher to all. All means not just one particular community or one particular religion, one particular state, one particular country or human race. No, he is well-wisher of every jiva. Like Krishna says, Bhaktaraj Tapasa, Sarva Loka Maheshwara, Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam, Jnatu Satiraj. He is a Suhrida. Like that, a devotee is well-wisher of all and is satisfied, is always contented, is not after any, dil mange more, give me more, no, is satisfied. Is surrendered to Krishna. This is the most important qualities a devotee should develop. Is fully surrendered to Krishna. Whatever happens is Krishna's mercy. Whatever good or bad is his kripa. And without hankering. This is another qualities of a devotee. Generally, the society will lament for the past, we hanker for the future. Or, past, okay, I should have done this, I should have done this, I should have put in this share, I should have invested in the right property. All this lamentation will be there. If I had invested in 10 years before this property, this would have been crores. Or I'll hankering for the future, worrying for the future. And is simple, is fixed, is self-controlled, and balanced eater. This is another point. Yeah, Prabhupada says eat in a balanced way, but we should not be too less, too more. And is sane. Yeah, he's not mad. Mannerly, prideless is another important. Pride. Pride is most dangerous. Krishna doesn't like pride with any devotee, and it comes. Especially devotees, we should be very careful because when you start preaching, pride generally comes because people start glorifying. When others glorifying, I start thinking, oh, maybe, yes, I have become big now. So that ahankara comes, that is my fall down. That is the time I start, falling down. And is grave, is sympathetic, paradukha dukhi, is always sympathetic to others, is friendly, is poetic, is expert and silent. Again, silent doesn't mean that he doesn't speak. He speaks only about Krishna. That is a silence. Because of the material world, people speak so many things, but speaking only about Krishna is a silence actually. So here, Prabhupada quoting from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, these 26 qualities. Now, as a practice devotees, we should try to imbibe these qualities, whatever best possible. May not be possible all, if possible all, or at least whatever possible, we should try to imbibe. And Prabhupada says the qualification of being a poetic is especially mentioned here in relation with the Sukadeva Goswami because he is a Kirtaniya. He spoke Bhagavatam, he is expert Kirtaniya. The present Srimad Bhagavatam, by his recitation, is the highest poetic contribution. He was a self-realized sage. In other words, he was a poet amongst the sages. You will read 20, next 14. Yeah, sorry.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Okay.
It is allotted to me.
Yeah.
एतच शुश्रूषतं विद्वान् सुतनो हृषि भासितुं कथ हरिकथोदार्काः सतं स्यूय सदासि ध्रुवम्. Translation and purport by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Translation. O learned Sutta Goswami, please continue to explain such topics to us because we are all eager to hear. Besides that, topics which result in the discussion of the Lord Hari should certainly be discussed in the assembly of devotees. Purport. As we have already quoted above from the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu of Rupa Goswami, even mundane things, if dovetail in the service of the Lord Sri Krishna, are accepted as transcendental. For example, the epics or the histories of Ramayana and Mahabharata, which are specifically recommended for the less intelligent classes, women, Sudras, and unworthy sons of the higher castes, are also accepted as Vedic literature because they are compiled in connection with the activities of the Lord. Mahabharata is accepted as the fifth division of the Vedas after its first four divisions, namely Sama, Yajur, Rig, and Atharva. The less intelligent do not accept Mahabharata as part of the Vedas, but great sages and authorities accept it as the fifth division of the Vedas. Bhagavad Gita is also part of the Mahabharata, and it is full of the Lord's instruction for the less intelligent class of men. Some less intelligent men say that Bhagavad Gita is not meant for householders, but such foolish men forget that Bhagavad Gita was explained to Arjuna, a Grihastha family man, and spoken by the Lord in his role as a Grihastha. So, Bhagavad Gita, although containing the high philosophy of the Vedic wisdom, is for the beginners in the transcendental science, and Srimad Bhagavatam is for graduates and postgraduates in the transcendental science. Therefore, literatures like Mahabharata, the Puranas, and similar other literatures which are full of the pastimes of the Lord are all transcendental literatures, and they should be discussed with full confidence in the society of great devotees. The difficulty is that such literatures, when discussed by professional men, appear to be mundane literature like histories or epics because there are so many historical facts and figures. It is said there, it's said here, therefore, that such literatures should be discussed in the assembly of devotees. Unless they are discussed by the devotees, such literatures cannot be released by the higher class of men. So the conclusion is that the Lord is not impersonal in the ultimate issue. He is the supreme person and he has his different activities. He is the leader of all living entities and he descends at his will and by his personal energy to reclaim the fallen souls. Thus, he plays exactly like the social, political, or religious leaders. Because such roles ultimately culminate in the discussion of topics of the Lord, all such preliminary topics are also transcendental. That is the way of spiritualizing the civic activities of human society. Men have inclinations for studying history and many other mundane literatures, stories, fiction, dramas, magazines, newspapers, etc. So let them be dovetailed with the transcendental service of the Lord, and all of them will turn to the topics released by all devotees. The propaganda that the Lord is impersonal, that he has no activity, and that he is a dumb stone without any name and form was encouraged people to become godless, faithless demons, and the more they deviate from the transcendental activities of the Lord, the more they become accustomed to mundane activities that only clear their path to hell instead of return them home back to Godhead. Srimad Bhagavatam begins from the history of the Pandavas with necessary politics and social activities, and yet Srimad Bhagavatam is said to be the Paramahamsa Samhita or the Vedic literature meant for the topmost transcendentalist, and it describes Param Jnanam, the highest transcendental knowledge. Pure devotees of the Lord are all Paramhamsas, and they are like the swans who know the art of sucking milk out of a mixture of milk and water. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Prabhupada ki jai. So here, Shaunakadi, this is saying, so he's asking questions, Sutta Goswami. Please continue explaining such topics too, because we are all eager to hear. So this is the qualification, eager to hear the Lord's pastimes. The Shaunakadi Rishis are saying that we are all very eagerly want to hear what happened. What did Parishit Maharaj asked? What is Sukadeva Goswami responded? So this is the one of the key qualities progress in our bhakti. Prabhupada also says that hear properly. Prabhupada himself was such a great listener. Even when he went to Vrindavan, he met his Guru Maharaj, Param Puja, Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur. All the other sannyasis went to darshan of the different temples, but Prabhupada sat there, hear Bhagavatam from his Guru. That is, the hearing is most important. Further says, besides that, the topics which result in discussion of the Lord Hari should be certainly discussed in the assembly of devotees. So Krishna Katha should be done in assembly of devotees. Then the relish is more. Like Manmana Madbhakto Madhyaji Namaskuru. So also he says the devotees assemble together. They just remember and just glorify me. Here Prabhupada says that, as we have already quoted in the above, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, even mundane things, if devoted in the service of the Lord Krishna, are accepted transcendental. What is transcendental? Transcendental is beyond the three modes, which is beyond our one mode of goodness. So Prabhupada says anything which is even mundane also used in Krishna service becomes transcendental. Many times Prabhupada gives example. He was saying that the dictaphone, what he was using for recording, because since he was using for Krishna service, that's also transcendental. Like that, whatever we use for, we should use it for Krishna service. So Prabhupada says utility is the principle. Whatever I have, I should engage in that Krishna service. If I have money, use that Krishna service. If I have intelligence, use that for Krishna service. If I'm speaking capacity, use it for Krishna service. If I'm singing capacity, use it for Krishna service. If I have a network, use it for Krishna service. Whatever it is, use it for Krishna, because given by Krishna. So that is a point. Here, Prabhupada quoting, less intelligent do not accept Mahabharata as part of the Vedas. Yeah, so that's another point. There is a Panchama Veda talks about that. So also Prabhupada says Bhagavad Gita is part of Mahabharata. So whole Bhagavad Gita spoken within Mahabharata, first day of the war, when Arjuna refused to fight, Krishna gave the Bhagavad Gita. So he says some less intelligent men say that Bhagavad Gita is not meant for householders. This is a myth. Bhagavad Gita is only for sannyasis or brahmacharis, not for householders. Or some people say that Bhagavad Gita to be kept and worshipped, not to be read. So many people buy Bhagavad Gita, keep in the altar, daily agarbatti. Yes, worship, no doubt. But Bhagavad Gita is meant for reading, meant for understanding, meant for transforming my heart. That is the purpose of Bhagavad Gita, not just worship. The worship happens when I read attentively, scrutinizingly. Prabhupada says, read scrutinizingly. Scrutinizingly means word by word, understand and imbibe that in my life. That's how, Bhagavad Gita to be used. So Prabhupada says, such foolish men forget that Bhagavad Gita was explained to Arjuna, who was a Grahastha. So Arjuna was a Grahastha. The speaker, Krishna, was a Grahastha. The hearer was Grahastha. Speaker was Grahastha. And it's spoken in the midst of the battlefield, Mahabharata. So as a Grahasthas, every day we are going through some Mahabharata. At home, at work, one or other Mahabharata will happen. At home, fight with the spouse or children or neighbor, or in the office, boss, colleagues, subordinates. All this happens. This different levels of fight. Some fight may be internal, some fight may be external. So it's going on. But it's spoken by a Grahastha to a Grahastha. So we cannot say that Bhagavad Gita is not meant for Grahastha. Actually, it's more meant for Grahastha, because Grahastha's life has to be molded in such a way that, because Grahastha has been given an opportunity to sense gratification. The sense gratification, the license given to Grahastha. Since the license given, there should be guidelines also. Otherwise, license can be misused. That's the reason Bhagavad Gita is more important for a Grahastha. So Prabhupada says Bhagavad Gita is a certain level, then graduate level, and actually Chaitanya Charitamrita postgraduate level. So then Prabhupada says that, so Puranas and other similar literature, which are full of pastime of Lord and transcendental literature. Then, so such literature should be discussed in the assembly of devotees, be discussed. And Krishna, Prabhupada says, Krishna is not impersonal. He's not impersonal. Krishna is a person whom we can understand, whom we can see, whom we can reciprocate, and he reciprocates. So then Prabhupada says here, he is a supreme person and he has all different activities. He is the leader of all living entities and he descends at his will by his personal energy to reclaim the fallen soul. Why Lord comes? So Lord comes in a different way. Sometimes he comes himself, avatara. So he's avatari. Dwapara Yuga, he came himself, he's become avatari. Other different yugas, he sent his expansions his avataris, avatar, like Lord Ram, Parashuram, Buddha, Kalki, Vamana, Kurma, all this is avatar. But in Dwapara Yuga, he came himself. In Kali Yuga also, he came himself in a Chanavatar, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna came with the mood of Srimati Radharani. So this is Gaura. So he took that form. And what is the purpose? To reclaim the fallen souls. We are all came from the spiritual world because I had a desire to enjoy in separation Krishna. So I am fallen here. So when we talk about fallen, maybe those married or those fell into love, he said somebody fell in love. Fell means gone, down. So see the English words are very funny, right? Somebody says, I am fell in love, means is finished. So similarly, we are fell from the spiritual world to the material world. So for that reason, he comes back here to reclaim them, take us back home, back to God. So Prabhupada writes here, men have inclination for studying the history and other mundane literature. This is a normal inclination. There are society, kavis, or so many isms. People do their own stories, fictions, drama, magazines, newspapers. Daily we see how many newspapers are coming, how many magazines are coming, how many movies are going on, how many theaters, how many, all these are there because people want to see that, people want to enjoy. So Prabhupada says that let them be dovetailed with the transcendental service of the Lord. Instead of using all the mundane content in the newspaper or journals or cinemas, use it for Krishna service. Recently, that Mahavatara Narasimha's pastime, the whole movie theater would have purified because there is a chanting of Krishna's name. There is, glorification of Krishna and his pure devotee like Prahlad. So this is how we should be that. We should use everything for Krishna's service. Let us watch movie about Krishna. Let us read stories about Krishna. Let us read fictions about Krishna. Let us make a drama and act like Krishna's pastimes. Let us have magazines about Krishna, like Back to Godhead, or so many other magazines are there. So that will help us to understand Krishna better and make this life successful. So the propaganda that Lord is impersonal, Prabhupada again talks about as no activity. So it's a wrong statement. Lord is always person and he accepts different forms, different bodies for time, place, circumstances to reclaim the fallen souls. So Prabhupada here writes that yet Srimad Bhagavatam said to be the Panchama Samhita, the Panchama Veda, and Vedic literature meant for the topmost transcendentalist. Only the transcendentalist understand the Vedas, and such Paramhamsas considered the swan. Swan, if you give a glass of milk mixed with the water, it can take only water. Sorry, it can take only milk and leave the water. That is the speciality of swan. So we as a practice devotees in this material world, there is a spiritual activities, but there is a condemned the material things also. So we should take only the good thing, like our swan takes a milk. We should take only good and use the rest here, not get bothered. Like Chanakya Pandita says, even if in the garbage, if you find a gold, it can be used. If a Shudra, if learned, you can hear from him the Krishna stories. So like that, whatever is that, if it is used for Krishna service, it becomes a perfect. So finally, Prabhupada is concluding saying that we as a practice devotees, as much as engage ourselves Krishna service and make this life successful. Hare Krishna. To stop here, devotees can share their comments or feedback. We'll start maybe Sudha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
So you told us like a pure devotee already develops godly character qualities. So there are 26 qualities of God. So they are like kind, being kind, merciful, peaceful, and not disturbed, truthful, and faultless, and magnanimous, mild, clean, and non-possessive, satisfied, fully surrendering to Krishna, and self-control, balanced, sitting, and sane, prideless, which is very important, sympathetic, silent, fixed, grave, friendly, poetic. So all these qualities, so a pure devotee slowly he also develops. And Krishna Katha is, we should always listen to Krishna Katha. And once we listen to Krishna Katha, then we'll know the importance of Krishna, and how the qualities of Krishna we also will try to develop those qualities. And transcendentalist means it's beyond three modes. Uh, I think you mean Sattva, Raja, and Tamoguna, right, Prabhuji?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And whatever I have, I should use for Krishna service. Like if I have money, then I have to do like buy books and distribute, or any other service. And like that, whatever asset I have or whatever talent I have, I should use it for Krishna service. And lesser intelligent people, they don't accept Bhagavad Gita, and they think that Bhagavad Gita is not meant for grihasthas. But grihasthas need Bhagavad Gita very much. Why? Because they are into this this daily activities, and so many responsibilities and all that. So with proper guidance we get by reading Bhagavad Gita, so that we can also spiritually progress by reading Bhagavad Gita, so that we know the guidelines, like too much attachment is not good, though being in grihastha ashramam. So those qualities we need to develop. And Krishna is a person whom we can understand, and he's the one who responds also if we truly worship him. And Lord, why he comes to the earth is to reclaim the fallen souls. So Supreme Lord, he has come to us to rescue us from this life and death circle. So it is our duty to always engage ourselves in listening to glories of Krishna, read Bhagavad Gita, chanting, and doing service. All these will help us to reach him. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. This first text 13, these all 24 qualities of godly qualities. A pure devotee actually automatically he tries to develop all these good qualities. Like to develop each quality will take so much time. But very nice point what you have explained is, if we completely surrender to the Lord and do the full devotional service to the Lord, automatically these qualities comes to us. That we have to, so we have to always engage in Krishna service and do continuous service to the Lord. So automatically all these 26 qualities, at least not in 100%, some qualities will develop. Then again, regarding the next sloka, Prabhuji, Parikshit Maharaj was asking, and Sut Goswami is replying. Parikshit Maharaj, he asked to explain more and more about the Lord's pastimes and glories. We are eager to hear the topics of Lord Hari in the assembly of devotees. Lord descends according to his will as avatara in different incarnations for reclaiming the fallen souls and protect the devotees, and also to diminish the demonic mentality people. So we should use our whole activities for the service of the Lord. Lord is not impersonal. He has form, features, and pastimes. We should be like Paramahamsas, like how swan takes only milk when it was given a mixture of water and milk. So that quality we should develop. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Sumit Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
So in the first shloka, the 26 qualities of the devotees has been explained, and as Prabhupada write that devotee of the Supreme Lord naturally develops all these divine qualities without separate endeavor. So that is because when one becomes attached to Krishna, all the good qualities of Krishna enters the heart. So all the source of all the qualities is Krishna. So when one becomes attached to Krishna, all those qualities actually manifest in the devotee. So devotion automatically makes the character perfect. And these qualities are because it is coming directly from Krishna. They are not artificial, but they blossom naturally in the heart of the one who sincerely serves Krishna. And for one special quality that has been talked about in the shloka is the poetic excellence. So Shukdev Goswami was a self-realized liberated soul, a vastly learned sage, and a poet among sages. So that's why his recitation of Srimad Bhagavatam before Maharaj Parikshit is considered as the highest poetic gift to the world. So every verse he spoke was deep with spiritual realization, sweet with poetic beauty, and capable of awakening love for Krishna in the sincere hearer. So that's why Bhagavatam is not only a scripture, it is the finest expression of spiritual poetry and wisdom spoken by a pure devotee. And then the second shloka, all literature connected to Krishna become transcendental. Like Srila Rupa Goswami actually teaches in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, every material activities or writing becomes spiritual if they are connected to the service of Lord Krishna. So that is a key Vaishnava principle. Nothing is material if used in Krishna's service. Everything becomes spiritual when dovetailed with devotion. So further it has been said, like for Mahabharata and Ramayana, that they are also Vedic, apart from the four Vedas. So Mahabharata is accepted by the great authorities as the fifth Vedas because its teachings are centered on the Lord and his devotees. It was compiled for those less qualified to study the original Vedas. So anything discussing Krishna sincerely, it becomes as sacred as the Vedas themselves. And also Bhagavad Gita, it is meant for everyone. And some people is thinking, okay, this is only for some who are renunciates. But this is completely wrong because it was spoken to Arjuna, who is a householder. Krishna himself spoke it while acting as a householder. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita is the beginner's introduction to the spiritual science. It is filled with essential Vedic wisdom and universal and practical for anyone. And Srimad Bhagavatam is for the graduates and advanced students, the final mature explanation of Vedic truth. So such scriptures must be discussed among devotees. When scriptures like Srimad Bhagavatam, Mahabharata, and Puranas are read and discussed by the devotees, they become nectar. They become full of spiritual realization. But when some professional and non-devotees are discussing that they appears very mundane, like ordinary history or stories. Why? Because only a devotee can extract the spiritual essence from these scriptures. Like the swan is capable of separating milk from water. A Paramahansa or a pure devotee, that's why they are called Paramahansas, because they can draw a spiritual life out of the seemingly ordinary events. So and for the Supreme Lord is not impersonal. The literature reveal that Lord has a real activities. He descends personally to this material world. He leads, teaches, and protects the devotees. He interacts socially, politically, and religiously. So absolute truth has a form, activities, and personalities. Yes, Prabhuji, that's all.
Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. So today's learning is a pure devotee of Lord automatically develops all godly qualities. And whatever we desire, we approach the Supreme Lord Lord Shri Krishna will give what we need and gradually purify by hearing and glorifying Lord Shri Krishna. Approaching Lord Shri Krishna with honesty and devotion is what a devotee does. So a devotee is a well-wisher of all. A devotee is also satisfied, and a devotee is fully surrendered to Lord Shri Krishna. So a devotee is self-contained, who is prideless, and he is without ahankar. And Shri Krishna does not like people with ahankar. So the intense devotion is with sincerity, with faith, with determination, and without selfishness, and with a pure heart. Also, hearing Lord Shri Krishna removes all our miseries. So, our true devotees see Lord Krishna in their devotees through hearing, chanting, devotion, and surrendering themselves. So, Srila Prabhupada also has given example that in Bhagavad Gita is meant to be used by reading and also understanding, and Bhagavad Gita is also meant for all. It is spoken by a grahastha to another grahastha. So Sri Krishna is not impersonal, whom we can have a personal connection with Lord Sri Krishna. So let us chant and remember Lord Sri Krishna. By remembering Lord Sri Krishna and chanting his name gives us blessing. And you beautifully explained the Swayan example as well. Jai Shri Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, Swati Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Professor. So from the class, I could learn that Krishna, who is a devotee of Krishna, Lord Krishna, develops all the 26 qualities of God automatically. And also the other main points were like related to the Mahabharata and other Vedic literatures. They are an extension of the four Vedas. Mahabharata is considered as a fifth Veda by elevated minds and souls. So it's a simple way of explaining the Vedic wisdom to the commoners. And also Bhagavad Gita is an extension of, it's a part of Mahabharata, which is like, it's not restricted towards a specific set of people, but to each and every soul. So should not be restricted only by by doing puja, or it should not be restricted, but we should read with utmost full consciousness, full full attention we have to provide to read the Bhagavad Gita. And also and one second.
Hare Krishna. Okay,
Sorry.
sir.
Yeah, that's all, Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Asha Mataji.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Everyone covered, but two important things which struck me. A pure devotee of Lord Krishna develops godly qualities, and one whatever we have to engage that in the service of the Lord. And then I was just wondering, am I doing that or not doing? This is what my takeaway for today, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Can I give a homework? Or who are okay to take homework? Please say
Yes,
yes.
Prabhuji, no problem. Yes, Prabhuji.
Anyway, Tutu is there. Okay. In purport, last verse purport, Srila Prabhupada says that Ithihas, like Mahabharata, Ramayana, is meant for less intelligent class of men, or less intelligent class. Who are the three classes, and why Prabhupada is saying that? If possible, do some homework research and come back. Next Monday, we'll discuss. So Prabhupada says that the Mahabharata and Ramayana are meant for less intelligent class. I know some of you will be knowing it, but still we'll go through it and come back. Sorry, but did I cover Mariappan Prabhu? No, sorry.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Sorry, I
Almost
missed you, Prabhu.
everybody has this thing, nothing very important. I feel the devotion complements good qualities in devotees automatically without any effort. Irrespective of everything, devotee is a well-wisher. And pride is very dangerous. You said Krishna specifically dislikes this particular quality in any of the devotees. So I must be careful in that. And all potential assets in the form of knowledge and material must be utilized in the service of Krishna. And spiritual literature must be read, heard scrupulously, and understood thoroughly. It is not meant for simply for puja and this thing. And Srimad Bhagavatam is the essence of all these spiritual literatures. And Lord descends to as avatari to reclaim the fallen souls. And that's all, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, I have understood.
Sridhar Mataji, maybe you can post in the group this question so that devotees can prepare.
Prabhuji?
So you can post in the group this question
Yes.
so that devotees
Yes,
can
Prabhuji.
prepare.
Because the Ramayana and Mahabharata is for less intelligent. Prabhupada says it's for less intelligent people.
Yes. Who are those less
Actually,
intelligent? If so, why?
Yes, Prabhuji. Who are the less intelligent people? If so, why?
Yeah.
Okay, Prabhuji. I'll post in the group. And
Prabhu-
that's for Monday.
Yes. Yes,
Prabhu,
Sudama.
Prabhuji.
Ah,
like you said, like a pure devotee will will get all the 26 qualities, but is it possible? Because Kapil Maharshi, before he was born, he will tell his father, when the sage wanted him as a son, not him as a son, he wanted a son like exactly like him. He will say, like, no one is like me, so I will be born to you, is what he will say. But it's impossible for any, even though he's a pure devotee, but it is impossible, I feel, to get all the 26 qualities. Might be to some extent, I mean, all good qualities they might develop, but not 100%. Probably that is my thought.
That is
Please,
what, Mataji, 100% only Krishna will have. All the qualities, if a devotee will have those qualities in lesser amounts.
yeah,
It-
that is what I meant. Yes,
the devotee will have, may develop these qualities if we completely surrender to the Lord, but that will be only in a limited quantity only.
No, but these qualities actually you can't compare saying 50%, 100%. Qualities are qualities. So that is my point. But anyway, I think, he
Krishna has
meant
got
to say
64
like,
qualities.
huh?
Not just 20. Krishna has got 64 qualities, not just 26.
Okay,
And that
Prabhuji.
in 100%.
That's
Like
the
kind means we are also kind, but we are not kind like Krishna.
Krishna, yes,
Right.
yes.
Correct, correct.
kind to all.
And also, I think if that what is my feeling is like people who are good, moderately. I mean to say having all these qualities a little bit. He will choose those qualities to be his bhaktas. That's what I feel, but I don't know. That's what my feeling is. Suppose if you speak what you think, Krishna will select only those people. So I thought. That is my feeling. I don't know if I'm right or wrong.
Sumit Prabhu, it's, I think.
Yeah, actually, I was saying, bro, actually, we say like Krishna has that 64 qualities. So these are the like primary qualities of Krishna. What I think Krishna has unlimited qualities. Nobody can count the qualities of the Lord, and nobody can even estimate the glories of the Lord. But for the understanding of the devotees, Rupa Goswami has very beautifully, Jeev Goswami, not Rupa Goswami, in the Nectar of Devotion, right? So he listed those 64 qualities, at least which we can understand. That also it's very difficult for us. Some of the qualities are very mysterious for us. So God has got unlimited qualities, and these 26 qualities for the pure devotees, we cannot say like it will be how much is the quantity with as we cannot compare with Krishna simply. So that is my point, Prabhu.
Who else? Anybody else want to comment? Okay, so I'll see you on Monday. We'll do the homework possible. We'll have some debate. Okay, we'll stop here. Once I help other basic. Kripa Sindhu Devacha, Patitana Pavanabhyo, Vaishnava Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai, Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada Ki, Samaveta Vrinda Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. So Monday,
Prasadeshwar Prabhuji class ki
possible,
jai.
Hare Krishna.
possible, please call. Please be merciful on others. Please call them. Get more than-
Prabhuji, I called Umashankar Prabhuji.
Yes.
He is in little some problem in the house, like house got burnt, it seems, Prabhuji. And
Yeah.
somebody is not well. His wife or himself is not well. Mataji, I'll join in few days. And Mataji, Lakshmi Mataji told she's not well, not at all well. In few days, I'll join. She told Mataji. She
Okay.
told Prabhuji.
Okay. Thank you for that. Thank you. Please let us, each one of us, try to reach out to somebody. Please, that will help. Thank you so much.